Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So, there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right. And now the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer was immediately impressed with how lightweight this mouse is, noting that all the buttons and the scroll wheel have a satisfying feel. Despite its all-plastic construction, the device feels sturdy in the hand, and our reviewer especially loved the comfortable thumb rest, which was a primary reason for choosing this particular model. The standout feature for this client and the main draw for their purchase was the complete absence of mandatory software. The ability to just plug this mouse into any computer and have it work with all its settings intact is a huge plus. For customization, there's a web portal accessible through the manufacturer's website, which is a neat solution that avoids cluttering a system with another program. This approach is particularly beneficial for Linux users, who are often overlooked when it comes to official software support from peripheral companies. However, the experience wasn't without a few frustrations. A reviewer pointed out that the 5 pre-programmed DPI stages are fixed. You cannot disable any or add new ones to the cycle. It also seems odd that while you can assign a button to cycle through DPI, there's no equivalent option for switching between custom profiles. Furthermore, accessing the customization portal requires a Chromium-based browser, as it simply won't work with others like Firefox. A reviewer also couldn't get the wireless customization to function, meaning they had to connect the wire to make any changes. For fellow Linux users, this client offered a helpful tip. The web portal may be blocked by default due to security protocols, but a simple udev rule can grant the necessary permissions. Despite these gripes, the overall satisfaction is high, and this reviewer plans on sticking with this mouse for the long haul.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer stumbled upon this particular mouse almost by accident, having heard very little about its release. The search was for a very specific ergonomic shape, one reminiscent of a popular gaming mouse they had used for years. That old favorite, however, was a significantly heavier device, and our reviewer had long been hoping to find a lighter alternative that didn't compromise on the familiar, comfortable design. Trusting in a positive experience with another product from the same company, they decided to take a chance on it. The gamble paid off spectacularly. This client claims it might be the single best mouse for the money they've tried, and that's coming from someone who has tested nearly 30 different models in recent memory. From top to bottom, the design feels incredibly well thought out. The main clicks have a satisfying feel and sound, the side buttons are perfectly sized and positioned for easy access, and the scroll wheel has just the right amount of tactile feedback. It glides smoothly right out of the box thanks to its quality stock feet, and even the buttons for adjusting technical settings like DPI and polling rate are implemented intelligently. Furthermore, the build quality is solid, with a shell that exhibits no creaking or flex under pressure. The coating on the surface provides a secure, grippy texture that our reviewer found even better than some big-name competitors. What's most impressive is the durability. After a long period of heavy daily use for both professional work and click-intensive gaming, the mouse still feels and performs as if it were brand new. This client stands by their initial assessment, concluding that it's a phenomenal piece of hardware that more people should know about, offering premium features and reliability that are hard to come by.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer has been searching for a very particular type of pointing device and feels that there aren't many options out there that fit the bill. Most ergonomic ones tend to be heavy, making them less than ideal for fast-paced first-person shooter games. On the flip side, most lightweight gaming ones often lack extra programmable buttons beyond the standard set. This mouse, however, seems to strike a nice balance. Our reviewer finds it to be quite lightweight, with responsive tracking and low latency, which are crucial for gaming. It's also comfortable to hold, whether you prefer a palm or fingertip grip, and it boasts an extra programmable button, which is a welcome addition. This client thinks this mouse is really designed for those who enjoy gaming, particularly FPS titles, but also want some productivity capabilities. It's a good all-rounder, even though there are definitely other mice that specialize in either gaming or productivity, and probably perform those tasks slightly better. One thing our reviewer wants to stress is that there's really no need to bother with the 8K polling rate. 1K is more than sufficient. The main downsides that this reviewer has noticed are the material quality, which feels a little cheap, and a dislike for the Huano switches, which require a bit more force to click but are apparently more reliable. However, the scroll wheel and side buttons feel great and are easy to use. Finally, if you're sensitive to noise, be aware that these switches are on the louder side.
That's it for this one. If you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Questions? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.